When you have a chronic condition, oftentimes you feel powerless. You don't feel like you can control much of anything in the world, and you're constantly reacting to things. Illness perceptions is how I perceive my own reality. Okay, we're talking about an illness at this point, or we're talking about something that we need to be coping with in a chronic fashion, day to day, week to week, month to month. Okay, it doesn't really go away, it's not acute. Acute, 6 months or less. Chronic, 6 months or more. So what do I need to do? Well, I can give up, okay, and just, hey, what happens, happens. Okay, I've seen that and I've done that. I can try to control things. This is if you work with me as a professional or a consumer, one of the first things I'm gonna do is say, get that word out of your system. Give me 7 things in your life you can control. Good luck getting past 5. Okay? You really can't control much in your life. You can influence a lot of things in your life. So instead of don't do that, well, if you're gonna tell somebody to increase their functioning in some way or their effectiveness, well, you have to tell them what kind of not to do, highlight that, or it's not working, but you have to give them something to replace it, right? So what we're gonna talk about is influence. You can influence a lot in your life. People have ways of teaching you, 1 of 2 ways typically. They either teach you how to do something or how not to do something, right? But if I don't like what you're doing and I close off, well, I'm not learning how not to do something then. I'm just waiting for you to hit the button that I like so I start to tune back in. Well, you see the other side of that coin? And that's what we're talking about today is a little bit heavier when we're talking about barriers to living your life the way you want to. Or when you have patients or consumers or clients that you're working with where they're kind of stuck in pain and you want to help them through it and you just don't know where to take that step. You don't know how to get them that next place. Here's one of the first things to do. Start addressing this. What are you trying to control? Part of how I look at my illness perception is these 3 primary things. My thinking, my feeling, and my doing. How you think about it can change for some people, but that's really about 20% of the individuals that are walking the planet. So if I have insight that something's not working, well, I'm gonna change it, or I can change it. So this oftentimes provides motivation, or different problem-solving ways of doing things. Or it's a way that we participate in a cycle and stay stuck. But our thinking isn't necessarily the way out. How we feel about it, well, that's about 80% of us because we oftentimes lead with emotion. Okay? So that's a big chunk of whoever you're gonna see, work with, or be. But that doesn't necessitate sustained change. This is about behavior. This is about doing something different to get a different ending result or a different process. That's what illness perceptions is about. Is about how not only I perceive my illness itself, but how I perceive myself, how I perceive those in my life, others, and how I perceive the environment or the systems that I'm a part of. This is how we get more influence and power and challenge that concept of control.